Hi, I'm Christine Carter.
And I'm Lindsay Reed Maines.
And this is a video series brought to you by the Greater Good Science Center at UC Berkeley, which aims to give parents tips for raising happy kids and for being happier themselves. So Lindsay, we've been talking a lot about how to motivate kids to do those boring but necessary tasks. And I'd like to talk about it one more time to shed some light on how to ask our kids to do something in a way that's going to increase the odds that they'll actually do it.
That would be a game-changing skill to have in my arsenal of mom tools, Christine, because I feel like when I make a direct request of any of my children, I run up against a brick wall.
Right.
What is that?
Yeah, well, when we ask them directly to do something, we're giving them something to resist. So it's actually pretty natural. It's natural for us, too, to ask them directly. We're direct people, and, I really work all the time on not being quite so bossy. And the reason that I am always working on this is because of all this great research that we have that shows that we really need to let kids preserve their autonomy, just like we were talking about last week, if we want them to be connected to their own internal motivation to do something. So when we bark out an order for them, they have something to, it's our order. It's not necessarily something that they wanted to do.
I have something maybe you can help me with.
Okay.
Every day before preschool, I feel like I have to get my 5-year-old to at least try to go to the bathroom because we have a long ride in the car and he's not fully at the stage where he'll just go himself, I think. But if I say, hey, let's go to the bathroom before school.
No can do, Mama.
No can do. And I don't really know how else to get this done, but I feel like it has to get done.
Right. So you don't know what to do besides ask him directly to do it, of course. So the first step is really to get them to listen, because if they know that you're about to give them an order, most kids will kind of tune us out. Sad as that is, it is true.
I see fingers and ears literally on occasion. But,
You're not the only one. Well, so to get them to listen, I've found joining in a little bit with whatever it is that they're doing, being empathetic. So what is it that he's usually doing before school when you want him to go to the bathroom?
He's usually at his small table coloring.
So you could join in and you could say, oh my gosh, I see that you're coloring, you're really into it, I can tell that you're really having fun. I know you definitely aren't going to want to get up here right now. So then he can tell you a little bit about what he's working on. You have his ear. Now, the second trick is to not ask directly, but to prompt him somehow to go to the bathroom, right? So you can do that by asking him questions. All right, it's just about time to go to school. What is it that you need to get done before we get in the car for a little while? Another thing that you can do is use the clock to prompt what you want them to do. So if they know what they need to do before you leave for school, for example, you can say, okay, it's 7:55. And for a lot of kids, that will mean something. They know that they need to get their backpacks or go to the bathroom, for example. Another way to do it is, of course, it's kind of cliched, but to offer them a limited choice. This is particularly great for younger kids, like your 5-year-old son. You can say, do you want to go to the bathroom now before we get in the car, or right after when we get to school, or before breakfast or after breakfast, or some sort of meaningful but legitimate choice.
So it sounds like that would mean letting go of my agenda a little bit and my mom, you're doing this right now, Mr. Buddy.
Yeah, well, it is. It's all about not being quite so bossy. And I know, but preserving their autonomy, all in service, actually, though, of getting things done.
If it'll make everything flow more smoothly, I'm willing to try it.
So our tip for this week is to practice not being so bossy. So to practice asking kids to do things in an indirect way.